What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Man, today I want to cover two stocks in one, just to get it out the way. The first one is OZSC. I want to go over the technicals, a beautiful dip buy opportunity. And then I also want to go over AITX. I kind of want to talk about my position, get into it a little bit. It did wind up pushing to the 20s, like I said in the previous video. But I'll get into that in a minute. Before I do that, though, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything that I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So let's just get right into it, all right? So first, OZSC. This had an amazing run yesterday. I talked about it in a previous video. If you haven't watched it, please go and do so. But when it popped up here, I had said that I was looking for a dip. That was the opportunity I wanted to capitalize on, a dip buy as a day trade. But unfortunately, again, due to AITX, I winded up more focusing on AITX today, which it winded up being profitable. But I want to get into exactly what happened during that position. But OZSC had an amazing dip buy opportunity right here. Dropped down to the 15s, popped back up to the 20s. So that's a nice 30% profit if you were able to capture that movement. Unfortunately, I missed out on it. But again, man, it still has a beautiful opportunity. But I would still also weigh caution because it is up so much that it can also have a second red day. So that might provide another opportunity for anybody who's interested in this stock, that it could potentially have another red day tomorrow, and you could potentially dip buy it from there if you missed the dip from today. So it's still the whole news catalyst revolving around it. It still has a great catalyst, and we're having that upward climb movement, then consolidation in this huge move. So, I'm expecting maybe another day of pullback, maybe bounce off this 12, resistance becomes support, bounce off this 12. And if it breaks below that, potentially bounce off that 8. Either or would be a great opportunity for a dip buy. And then AITX, I want to get into this a little bit because also I made a video about this. If you haven't watched it, please go and do so. But we had this amazing run yesterday. I accidentally put a line in there. A breakout over the 10s, held it through, and my goal was to exit in the 20s. So I honestly anticipated a spike up to the 18s, and I believe I said that in the last video I made of AITX that we would probably have a nice morning spike to the 18 area, which we did. But when we gapped up, I had noticed that I was up roughly a little over $300, which was nice to add on to my $750 profit from yesterday. So I just wound up selling my shares, and then I sold them in the 16 area. And then when it kept pushing, I instantly regretted selling, so I repurchased my 18,000 shares again, and then from 16 to 17, and just winded up selling it again. I don't even believe I captured the 16 to 17. I think I captured like half a cent, freaked myself out, and just said, man, why are you doing this? Don't get greedy. And so I wound up selling it for an extra $100 profit. And then when it shot up to the right here in the high 18s and then pulled back, and then when I seen the basing right here in the 17s, at that point, I said, okay, this thing can go for the run to the 20s. So I repurchased a half of my position of 10,000 shares, but I was out of day trades, which I normally don't do, which is why I did half a position. I was originally going to go all in, and I was going to buy the full 20,000 shares again, but because I was out of day trades, just to mitigate risk a little bit, I decided to go with half a position, thinking if we did have some kind of drop off, it wouldn't be as bad. And then that's exactly what happened. This was so unexpected. I was expecting it to pretty much move the same way this did, had this morning pop, then consolidated this whole time before a later pop. So I seen that happen, had the morning pop. I was hoping to see consolidation all the way through here and then have a late day pop. But we just got a complete sell off all the way down to the 13s, wiped out nearly all my profit. I believe on the daily I was down to about $190 to $200 profit at this end. But again, luck, people do get lucky. And, obviously I wound up having this bounce now. And so now that position is up $54 on top of my $430 that I did, $440 that I had profited on in my previous position. So, just got a little bit lucky there, but also it's just the fact that that's exactly what happens in this chart. Every time we have a huge spike, we have a pullback and then a correction. Huge spike right here, a pullback, then a correction. And then finally we're having this huge spike here, pullback, correction, and and then up again, and then pull back, and now it's correcting again. So that is actually a beautiful sign for growth. So that is actually giving me hopes for the future of this stock. And then if we also go into the dailies of it, and go right here, every time we have a big push, as you see right here in this candle, a pushes really high. This was a 300% move, pulled back, consolidated, and then popped back up. And then same thing right here, we had this big move in a single day, then pulled back, consolidated the next day, then a leg up. So I'm anticipating that could potentially happen here. We had a big move, a pullback, maybe some consolidation, and then another leg up. So that's definitely going to be on my watch for a potential breakout over this level, over this 21 level. So that's definitely something that I'm interested in, and play that up to the 35 for sure. So, just a few mental errors on my half, because I do play really conservative. And I noticed this morning that greed kind of got the best of me. And so I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to jump in and buy 10,000 shares, and I can't sell it till tomorrow. Whatever happens, happens. Well, that's fucking stupid. So, just a lesson learned for me. And luckily it's not costing me anything. Even though I was up in this area, if I was able to sell, I would have closed off the day with a nice $800 profit. But with no day trade, I wasn't able to sell it. And then this huge drop off in at 17, and it's trading just a little over 17 at the moment. So, obviously the lesson didn't really cost me anything except for a mental lesson, which is great because this is exactly how we learn. We have to learn to adapt to our behaviors and understand our thought process in the market. So as an individual, that was actually a big lesson for me to learn. And, I'm going to make sure that hopefully that doesn't happen again, and I'm going to try to discipline myself to make sure that I don't just buy random. But again, man, I felt like it had the strength and that it would do fine and hold, because that's what has been happening. But it did drop off. But now it's looking like it's having a beautiful correction, and, it's still looking like I made the right decision, even though it had this huge drop off, and that scared the shit out of me. So again, man, just it's still looking beautiful, and it's still a buy at this break. Had a beautiful opportunity to dip by it here on the drop, which would have been a nice purchase price for this. And I could have actually bought up more shares. Didn't even think about it till right now. And then OZSC having this nice drop and then a pop, which was a beautiful dip buy opportunity as well. So that's going to be it, man. Just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of my analysis. Obviously, as traders, we all have mental errors, and we all kind of mess up a little bit at times. I'm glad I caught that mental error and recording it. This is exactly why I started these video lessons in the first place, was originally to collect data on my emotional and psychological thought process in the market in the middle of my trades. So again, man, just a huge lesson for me. I wasted 2 day trades on AITX, and could have potentially, if I would have just stuck to my original plan, I would have profited nicely, and I would have been able to capture the move on OZSC on that dip as well. But with mental errors, I wound up using 2 day trades on AITX. Luckily, it didn't really cost me anything. It just cost me a quick little headache and a quick little panic, thinking that there's nothing I could do about it if it continues to tank. But luckily it recorrected. So again, man, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You Can't Stop Mafia is a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you could do that. So OZSC, amazing dip buy opportunity. I'm going to wait to see if it has another red day before potentially purchasing it. And AITX is looking like it's still heading in the right direction. direction, and it could be a potential buy at the break of the 2021 area. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I'll be sure to keep you updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.